Link, now!
We're not close enough.
No, you gotta do it now! Do it now!
See?
You missed!
Because we're not close enough.
You gotta do it now!
Welcome back to Freckles and Beat, everybody. We're trying to beat up the camel with our feet.
Why are you missing? You're acting like we're like 100 bajillion feet away!
And she's not going fast enough for us to be able to get any closer. And if I move ahead of her...
Do it right now. You just gotta do it. Don't wander off! But do it now! But also don't wander off! But do it now! Yeah, you did it! It is time to climb the camel.
The camel's back.
Yep, I was about to say that. Ow.
Sorry, I didn't mean to. I know you don't have a lot of padding there.
No,
anymore.
I don't.
Sorry.
It's okay. She just like stuck her elbow into my ribs and moved it up and down.
You used to have some padding there.
Yeah, I did used to have some padding there, but then
anymore.
we went on a diet and I lost 20 pounds.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
I'm very happy for you.
I'm happy for me too, because now when I like bend over to tie my shoes, I don't feel like my stomach fat pinching against me.
I have no choice but to entrust the rest.
You look great.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. It would be sad if you were like, yeah, you know, you lost 20 pounds, but whoa, I did never think I would just want to not be near you.
No, I like you whether you have the extra padding or not.
Oh, that's nice.
I know.
Is it because, like, one is like I'm a pillow, and then the other one is like I'm healthy, but still also a pillow?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I was gonna say you're not a pillow, or you're never not a pillow.
Yeah, I know.
You're always sleepy time, mister.
Yeah, I am. Okay, you can't go to sleep right now.
Oh yeah, I know. We're gonna take down this camel.
Camel. Oh, do I still have those?
Do what?
I, long time ago, accumulated some jokes.
Oh no.
But I don't know if I have them anymore.
You can't have lost them.
I need to look for a moment. Bear with me.
You have them?
I have some of them, I think.
Wunderbar.
Well.
Well.
You sure do know how to keep a woman
You sure do know how to keep a woman
waiting.
waiting.
Take no prisoners.
I can't wait to see you take Naboris back from Ganon.
This is one of those, like, creepy, disembodied voices talking to you again.
Yeah, it happens every time you go into a Divine Beast.
Gotcha.
I don't know if you've noticed yet, but every Divine Beast has
Its own, like, dead person inside of it, yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Head over to that.
I gathered that after the first one, really, but like it was pretty much solidified with the second one when the dead bird decided to talk to me. And it's really like creepy and weird and unfortunate and sad and heartbreaking that the what's her name now? The Zora chick was like you were actually like her like significant
love.
other or whatever, and you know, like the whole reason she's dead is kind of your fault, like because you went off and died and you were supposed to be the savior, and so you got put into a refrigerator, and yeah. So
Good job, Link.
That's a depressing story if there ever was one. But yeah, so
You got some yolks?
I got some yolks. And they're not really yolks so much as it is
Punny one-liners?
sort of, but it's more like they were pictures that I found on the internet of I think artwork that you can buy, but I've turned them into jokes.
Oh, wow. You put so much work into this.
Sort of. I mean, the joke is the artwork, but I'm going to phrase them as a joke.
Okay. I sincerely hope nobody looks at my artwork and it's like the joke
No,
is the artwork.
No. You'll see when I show you this first one. Anyways, so you know how peaches bruise easily, right?
Yeah.
Well, something that's a little bit of an unfortunate coincidence is that they also really like to get into fights. And you want to know what they say every time they're about to get into a fight?
What do they say every time?
You want to peach me? See? So it's just, the art is just like a peach.
Like cutesies.
Yeah, a cute little peach with like a face and then like arms and legs. No. Okay. But I was just describing for people so they know that I'm not insulting an artist. It literally says you want a peach of me, and it's a little peach with arms and legs,
it's really cute,
holding up its fists. What is a Mafia Frog's favorite phrase?
Mafia Frog's favorite phrase.
Yeah.
You croaked him?
Nope. Forget about it. Frog.
Okay.
It about it.
I'm very happy, but I'm also very sad.
So, something that you probably don't know
There's a lot of those things.
is that sea creatures in general are both very caring and hilarious.
Sure.
And so, one day there were some otters and some like sea lions and a seal and everything, like all just kind of like hanging out, talking and everything. And these other otters, swim up and they start greeting each other. The seal is it's like, hey, hey Jim, how's it going? Who's this that you've brought with you?
Yeah.
And Jim, the male otter that swam up, goes like, oh, this is my significant otter.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then the sea lion
Yeah.
turns to him and goes, dude, don't be silly.
Get out. You're like so
What?
fired.
I thought you would like those.
I do very much like them. I'm just being mean to you. Oh shoot, how am I supposed to do this? Okay, come on, Marci, you can do this. You're like super smart and stuff.
What do bovines use to do math?
To do math. I don't know.
Calculators.
Oh. See, why don't I ever get that response from when I give you the
Why am I not getting that response right now?
I'm not mad though. You get grumpy.
I don't get grumpy. I get disappointed with myself for not figuring it out. That's what I get.
Okay. We're gonna go out here.
So what are we looking for right now? Like, what are we...
So we have to activate our map. And in order to activate our map, we have to get up there, I'm pretty sure. Right where we can't see because the thing is in the way.
Gotcha. And how do?
That's what I'm trying to find out.
Oh.
If I knew, then we would already be there.
Well, I'm sorry. Hey, look, a treasure chest.
Yeah, I know, but you have to like swing it and then shoot it at the right time so that it comes up here, and I don't know how to do that.
Use magnesis to pull it towards you, let go, and then shoot the bows that swing back.
What I'm trying to say is I don't know how to time it with his movements because he moves and walks, and it affects the pull of the rope. So if I if it's swinging back and I shoot it just as he's turning, which is what happened to me.
Oh,
there you go.
He meaning the camel.
Yep.
I thought you were talking about Link. I was like, darling, you control how Link moves.
No.
Okay, that I see. That makes sense, and it's unfortunate that they went and like made it logical and stuff and all that. So something that you probably won't really remember.
Yeah.
During PAX. You remember there was like a game kind of like it had like a big booth, but it was like tucked off in like one of the corners of the main like show floor. And it was called The Amazing Eternals.
Okay.
And it was just like this kind of like cool, unique looking shooter with like, you know, all these different characters, and they all had different powers and everything like that. Do you kind of remember what I'm talking about?
Yes. It was a big giant screen.
Yes.
Okay, yes.
I'm fairly certain, I'm about to double check, but I'm pretty sure that development on that game was indefinitely postponed. Because of a like lackluster reception to the beta. Which, like, I feel like that's a legitimate reason to postpone it and everything, but like the way they were phrasing it made it sound like by this what we really mean is, you know, that we're just straight up like kind of canceling it, but like not actually.
No.
Because, and the worst part is it was by Digital Extremes, which you probably don't know what all they've done and everything. I will excuse me. I will open that up and figure that out in just a moment, because I can't quite remember what else they've done. It's like right there.
I got the map.
Nice. How did you? Wikipedia.
I cheated.
Well, I mean, using the abilities they give you isn't cheating.
That's true.
Necessarily.
I didn't have it when I went in here though, so I don't remember how I got up there.
Oh. Okay, so that's right.
Shoot.
Okay, so Digital Extremes. They made a game called Dark Sector, which you probably have never heard of. It wasn't very popular, and it was on original Xbox or maybe 360. But the one that you have heard of is Warframe. So they made Warframe, and then they went to make this. And I believe, like I said, and I'm double checking this now, that I read something saying that it was basically getting postponed indefinitely, which the reading that it was Digital Extremes who did Warframe gives me a little bit of faith that it'll come back like better and later, just because Warframe is an extraordinarily successful game, which, kind of funny, is a game that they as a studio took to several different, like, you know, publisher after publisher after publisher, and they were constantly told that the game would fail and nobody was going to take on the project. And now they're sitting over there like raking in all this money going, LOL, joke's on you.
Maybe y'all should listen.
Yeah. Let me see. Formerly known as Keystone for Peso, but I can't find any information on the thing that yeah, development halts for The Amazing Eternals. Yeah,
very unfortunate.
It really is, because I thought it looked good, and I didn't even realize that there was like a beta going on at all.
See,
but
and that's
it was
part
a
of it's just
closed beta.
marketing.
And that's why I feel like it was almost obviously, like, you know, I wasn't a part of it, and I'm definitely not a part of the development team or anything, so I have no justification for what I'm about to say, but like I personally feel like you shouldn't base full market reception off of a closed beta, but that also just kind of depends on, like, I guess how many people you managed to recruit for the closed beta, because if it's like a closed beta of, you know, 100,000 people and 99% of them are like, this game sucks, then
Sure, but you also need to give your... I feel like the marketing clearly wasn't where it should be then, because if no one knew about it...
Yeah. And I mean, it was just like a very interesting thing to have happen, because that news landed in late October, which would have only been like about a month and a half after PAX. Which, like, it's so weird for them to have such a huge presence at PAX with playable demo and everything.
And then to disappear.
Yeah, and then to just, like, be gone. And it says... okay. So the closed beta was like a early access kind of beta. Like, you would effectively pay to get into it.
Oh, well,
and then,
that's...
well, and then you would, I would assume, like, get the full game for free later.
Yeah, but that's
were...
that's a horrible way to do it, because then you're making people put a monetary value on what you're giving them.
Yeah.
And sorry, my marketing brain is...
Yeah, no. I mean, that's totally 100% allowed.
Because if you make someone spend money on a trial, they're going to look at it with such a more negative, condescending view, because now they have a value that they've put on this. If you just let someone play a game for free and be like, hey guys, this is a beta, then you're going to get a lot more
constructive feedback.
Well, constructive feedback, but also just patience.
Yeah.
In your game when it's not finished or when it's not perfect. And I just don't understand why anybody would think, hey, we're going to make these people pay for this beta.
I mean, I think it was like a quote-unquote beta in the sense that, or like in the same vein as what Ark was for a while. Like, it was like you pay for it now at a cheaper price and you get access to these early builds, and then when the game is, like, released later, you get the full thing.
I understand.
But
I'm still saying that's a horrible idea. Because you're forcing your players to put a monetary value on what you're giving them right now.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely think that it's definitely a strategy that can work. I mean, like, Ark is a perfect example, and there are plenty of other games that have been, you know, early access only. But I feel like for a studio that is as relatively unknown as Digital Extremes.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess, like, you know, even to that extent, like, that's not even really a valid way to look at it, just simply because Studio Wildcard and, you know, other games and studios like that are pretty much in the same place. I mean, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds had effectively no rightful reason to be as successful as what it was, based purely off of the...
Why don't I remember this at all?
I don't know. It's a slightly terrifying concept, since I think you're going down his neck right now.
I don't remember this at all. Oh my gosh.
Rivali's Gale is now ready.
But yeah, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds was a game that...
You're gonna cheat. Oh shoot, oh shoot.
Oh no.
Oh no, get up, get up, get up, get up, get up.
But PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds was basically just kind of coming out of nowhere. Like, there wasn't really oh, this is from thus and so developer, I know I can trust it, and that is one of the most popular games this year.
Yeah.
So
that's true. I don't think
it's
I
not...
did this on my game. Because I don't think it's required.
Oh. Interesting. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely an interesting way to go about it, and especially for a small studio, I can understand why you would want to go with that type of support structure. Because, like, you know, you can use the money that you get now to further the development and everything.
Absolutely.
But I feel like for the game that it looked like it was going to be, it was definitely a risky thing to go after, because it was always marketed as like a deck building first person shooter kind of thing, where, and I mean, this is all based off of like the observation at PAX, so I could be very wrong, but it seemed to have like kind of a gameplay structure that was like similar to like Overwatch and Paladins, and that like it wasn't, you know, like Call of Duty where like kill times were super low and that kind of thing. But it was more about like, you know, like having the right cards and that kind of thing. But I mean, I could be completely wrong because I haven't actually played it, so I don't know. But anyways, we've been talking about this for a while. We should probably end this episode that is, I think, like 20 minutes long now.
All right,
In,
well,
you know, typical Freckles and Bean fashion, the last episode of our recording session is a long one, so...
Well, guys, I hope you guys are as excited to be back as we are, because here we are in Freckles and Bean, and we're gonna start playing the games again.
Just had to get one more in. Bye!